So this has been a 4-month preparation to launch one of the most powerful events in the MS community today.
I love it, and I love it that I'm the part of it. So I was just looking at the lineup, and it's incredible how many people I actually know gonna be there presenting, and it's so exciting.
It is. I mean, the people that we have in the summit this year are life-changing. And what I love is they're changing the face of medicine and they're changing the face of MS. Being that we don't have to be stuck in this, oh, I'm sick, I'm not going to do very well, I'm in a downward progression. What all the doctors tell us, they're giving us hope and they're having us rise above it. And you are such an integral, big part of this event. And this is why I got so excited when I was putting it all together. I'm like, oh yeah, Agota's on it. Yeah.
And I'm on
And when I was,
Saturday, next Saturday, right? Day 6. I
yes,
was just looking. Yes, yes. I'm very excited, and thank you so much for inviting me again. To be honest, I was telling you right before our interview, I was all over the place. I didn't have a presentation. I wasn't sure what to share because I changed so much in the past year and I had so many things to share, but I knew we have only 30 minutes.
right.
So it was so interesting how like the mind, and that was what was the first thing, like this is what I want to talk about it. And I started writing a presentation, like a quick
Yeah.
notes, and I'm like, oh my God, why I have like all this chaos in my mind, like I don't know what to put down. And all I did, I just sat down and closed my eyes and asked my guides to help me, and it was just flowing after that. So I'm so excited to be able to share this and be part of this summit. So thank you.
You're so welcome. What I love about your segment is you speak from here, from the heart. And I love how you said you slowed down, took a breath, and asked your guides instead of sitting in that frantic, I don't know what I want to talk about. I mean, how often do we sit at some point within our lives and we grip on tight, like, oh, I'll figure this out, and I got to figure it out, and that we allow stress to dictate it. But you didn't, Agota. You've learned so much. You have evolved so much in this space, and you sat there looking at it differently.
I think this is part of the healing journey. This is like a big piece of where we are with this diagnosis. And
Yeah.
once you figure that out, how to not only before an Instagram live or before like a presentation or anything, but in life in general, like how to tune in and how to notice that and how to just like come back to ourselves.
Yes. Okay, so you said tune in and notice this. Is this something we can all do? Or do you have this
It's a lot
special...
of practice. I've been practicing nonstop in the past year. So but it's also awareness. Like it's so important to be aware because we just let ourselves to do these highs and downs, ups and downs, and it's just getting back to the, you know, like an even, calm, peaceful, where we can make a decision. Because if we make a decision, doesn't matter if it's on medication or if it's on which supplement are we taking or what foods we should eat, like just tuning in. And I think everybody can do that. No? What do you think?
I
You see
think
more
it
clients than I
absolutely
do.
can happen. But you have to do what you did at the beginning, which is slow down, take a breath. And when we're showing, if we have MS symptoms or if MS is top of our mind, slowing down can be the hardest thing that we do. But you said another beautiful word, become aware. Become aware of how you feel. Become aware if your body is talking to you. Does that food sound good to eat right now? Does that, or am I being food shamed for some way? I mean, become aware of the energy that is within you in those moments. And this is why I love your segment in the summit. Talks about these beautiful things from the heart, and you give practical steps, just like all the other speakers, but yours were so profound in that moment. And those practical steps being in there, I don't think anyone attending this summit isn't going to leave with 1, 2, 3, or 22 words of wisdom that they'll take into their lives.
I'm so excited to watch everybody's presentation. I can't wait. I'm very excited. Do you have like a time when everything gets released? Like, how can people join?
Yes, absolutely. So if you go to www.symptomfreems.com, there'll be a pop-up that'll come up, register for the summit. Then what will happen is on Monday morning at 6 a.m., you will get released two speakers at 6 a.m. on Monday, 6 a.m. on Tuesday, 6 a.m. on Wednesday, and there'll always be two new speakers every day. Now, anybody will have 24 hours to view those segments, take advantage of the free gifts. Oh, this is another part about it. There are free gifts coming from every speaker in this summit. And so, and including you, like there's just a beautiful array of healing that's going to happen. So then every day you will have 24 hours to view those two speakers. Now you may say, Matt, I'm going on vacation, or I don't have time, or I've got a busy family, or what if symptoms come in and I fall asleep? And well, there's a VIP pass option too, that for $37, you can have this for the rest of your life, including all of the free gifts and all of the knowledge. And so you will have that at your fingertips for life. So there is going to be a myriad of opportunities, but for free, you can take a powerful step towards yourself in that moment.
I love
So
that.
is it time to put ourselves first, Agota?
No, always.
Oh, I love that. Yes, 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 yes. Because look at MS. Look at what happened before the diagnosis of MS. Did you put other people first before yourself?
Always.
And I think MS comes in and gets our attention and says, hey, it's time to put you first. And oh my gosh, I'm from the Midwest. So, that goes completely against everything we may have been told, trained, or discussed in that moment. But what if this is a call back to our own self-love, which is putting yourself first? Because that's what it's all about, is going deeper down this road, discovering, unlocking, living an amazing life. I get a little pushback with people. I remember I reached out to a doctor to speak in the summit, and the doctor was like, you mean you're going to tell people they can be symptom free, blah, 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 blah. And I said, no. I said, the Symptom Free MS Summit is about living a powerful, amazing life, regardless of the symptoms. When we stop putting attention on the symptoms, the body naturally follows. And wouldn't it be amazing if, due to a diagnosis, I don't care what autoimmune condition, I don't care if it's MS, I don't care if it's rheumatoid arthritis, I don't care what is coming on, what if tomorrow you felt just a little bit better than you felt today? And that's the summit, is we want to lead individuals towards joy, towards love, towards happiness deeply within themselves.
Yes. It's hard to believe that, like I just thinking like if I have a bad day, I am trying to be more optimistic when I wake up tomorrow. Tomorrow is an amazing day. And I know deep inside that's what's going to happen. But at the moment, it's so hard to convince
Oh,
yourself. But there's going to be a new day. It's always a new day.
always.
So it's just how we are approaching this, how we are slowing down. And yes, I love the message and I love that.
Well, and it's like what the great Sufi masters had always said, and so too this shall pass. But that goes for all things. Good days, and so too this shall pass. Bad days, and so too this shall pass. And so in that moment, wouldn't it behoove us all to celebrate the good days and feel that joy? So I got thinking about this. Last year, there was a little hummingbird that made a hummingbird nest right outside our kitchen window. It was amazing. You could look down in the nest, you could see the little baby hummingbirds, and she had two, and you could see them. And every morning I'd wake up and I'd go get my cup of coffee or my glass of water. And the smile on my face, I enjoyed those moments, but I knew it would pass. Those little babies would fly away to my great south because they don't stay here in the wintertime. So in that moment, I could either say, oh gosh, it's such a bad day, I don't even want to go. Or I could say, I'm going to be in the present moment. I'm going to enjoy this moment of those little birds in that nest. And it was such a different shift of perspective. Now, what I just discussed may not be a big deal. You're like, yeah, okay, fine, they're hummingbirds in a nest. But did I open my heart to receive that energy in that moment? Because that is the energy to heal ourselves. That is the energy to overcome multiple sclerosis. And it all begins within here.
And it starts with a shift.
It does. This is why I get so excited about you in the summit. It's because you are a walking example. You are like the poster child, the amazing soul that goes, okay, this way. Think about it a little bit differently. Could we go over here? Because when this starts to change, then everything around us has to match it. But how often do we get stuck in doom scrolling? I mean, or stuck in a relationship or something that is difficult. Now, granted, that's hard. I have children myself, and you go through, and there are some moments where, and I know you have young kids, where you sit there at some point and you're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? Did that really just happen?
It was this morning.
Oh, that was this morning. Isn't that kind of fun when it happens? You're like, okay, so I'm being, tried on patience right now. But this comes into living an amazing life is about choosing to live an amazing life. Living an amazing life is taking one small step, even if it's just 1% today, towards it. Even if you just shift to look at it and don't do anything different, that's enough. So do you believe we have to make these big gregarious moves? Let's say we're watching the summit. Let's say we hear all these amazing speakers. Do we have to do it all? Or do we just have
No,
to
I don't think we have to do it all. I feel like we have to always, even when we're watching something or when we're doing something, just listen what resonates with
Yeah.
us. Like I recorded 20 plus videos recently also for the new video series, and
Yeah.
it's not about, like, everybody has a different path. Everybody is trying different things. What resonates with you, what your gut is telling you, that's what you should be trying.
Yeah.
That's the direction everybody should be going.
Right.
But watching everybody presenting and showing what they're doing, that's such a good way to learn what's out there. And it might not work for you to try those things, but maybe in 2, 3 years it will. Like, maybe you're not ready now, but it's so important to constantly educate ourselves and constantly trying new things.
Heck
You
yeah.
know more than me.
Right. I mean, because when you look at it, there are a myriad of different options, and you might be in a moment, oh, I don't know what the next step to take. And that is totally fine. You're not alone at all, anybody that walks this journey. But it's that opportunity to learn maybe something new. Let's say you watch one of the speakers and you're like, man, that resonates with me. Whether it's David Lyon's exercise, whether it's what Agota's teaching, whatever, all of these pieces, it might be just, but follow your heart. Maybe listening to something and saying, you know what, I can't get that out of my mind. It's just thinking about it over and over and over again. Well, maybe that's it.
That's the sign.
That's the sign. So take a small step towards it. And this is the beautiful side about this summit.
So how many people signed up already, and how many people you expect to, and how many people you had last year, and what made you start all these 4 years ago? Is that enough questions for now?
That's right. Let's start with the past, and then I'll bring it up to what's currently happening now. So in 4 years ago, I sat and I looked and I said, and I was, walking my own journey of multiple sclerosis. And I said, I know there's got to be a way. All these people out there, because then I started doing research after my diagnosis of primary progressive. And I said, there's got to be a different way. And so all of a sudden, these people started to show up. Tracy Hill, Matthew Embry, all these amazing people, Janine Bradrow. And I'm like, well, they did it. What do I need to do today? And that curiosity right there said, I wonder if I could meet them. So I reached out to a few of them, and some, like yourself, have become friends and all of these things. But then I said one day, we've got to tell the world about this. There's got to be a different way. So then I brought all of them together and I said, let's do a summit. Let's do an MS summit, because I didn't see any that were really out there at that time. And so then I held the first one. First one was amazing. The first one attracted about 1,400 people came to the summit. I was so tickled. I was like geeked out for months, still am. Then the next year, held it again. We were still at about 1,500 people showed up. And I said, this is wonderful. The following year, it tanked. It went down to like 900 people. And I said, something's not right. I need to follow my heart. Like, am I really doing this? Or am I just letting my ego get in the way that I was building something? So my heart opened this year. We're at over 3,000 people have signed up for this summit, and we are on our way to 5,000 people signing up for this summit. And what I love about this, these are 5,000 people that will have the opportunity to learn something new, to open their hearts. But I needed to come in here instead of coming from here, because it's always heart-led in everything that I do. But when the heart opened, then I was willing to experience and receive more, because the mission of the summit is to help everybody that has been diagnosed with MS to live a better life, to live a life of love, acceptance, and joy of themselves deeply from within. When the reason switched over to that, no longer was I trying to I want to make this big because of this and blah, blah, blah. And I let it go. And I surrendered. And I said, well, if 2 people sign up, great. If 900,
you can 2 people's life. That's all that matters.
Great. That's all that matters. But it is actually amazing. There's one speaker in the summit this year. Her name is Dominique Cousin. She's an incredible woman.
I think she's on the same day as me, right?
Yes. Oh my God, Dominique is amazing. Okay, so I intentionally.
I don't understand why you put me with somebody amazing. I'm just kidding.
I did that intentionally, Agota. It's because you guys had similar energies. So Dominique's story is she was bedridden. She was in a bed. She's lying there. She's been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, primary progressive. She's got young kids. She's trying to figure out, how am I going to take care of my kids in this moment? And her friend said, have you listened to the Symptom Free MS Summit? She goes, no, what the heck is this? And she sits and listens to it and goes, okay, there's hope. I can get out of this bed. And she said that day she took a step. She goes, it was an ugly step, but she goes, I took a step. And you want to know, today she runs the Phoenix Rising organization, which is a nonprofit helping individuals gain medical attention for those that can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I get thrilled when I hear those stories like that.
And she did it. And I spoke at her conference last year, and she said it, and I did not realize any of this when she asked me to speak. And I'm sitting there in the audience, ready to go up on stage. And she goes, let me tell you my story. And she tells her story, and she goes, it was because of this next man that is going to walk up on the stage that I am standing in front of you today. And it was I started to cry, because I'm an emotional guy. And it was such heart-led. And I'm like, this summit's going to go on perpetually for the rest of my life, because how could I not?
And
We,
you know, even it's everybody's evolving. Everybody just in, even if you don't do any research, you don't read a book, you're still changing, you're still evolving, and just showcasing that and showcasing this in 10 years from now in the Symptoms Free MS Summit
yeah,
14 at that time,
yeah.
it's just such a, it's amazing for even for me to watch back how much I changed and watch everybody else where they are and how great they are doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, from writing your book that you wrote, which is amazing, by the way, Beating My MS, because that is it. You shared all those stories of hope. Because I went to a conference and the doctor gets up on stage and he goes, "What's the best vitamin today to take for MS?" And everybody's like, "Vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin K," like all this stuff. And he goes, "No, it's vitamin H." And everybody's like, "Vitamin H?" And everybody's writing it down frantically. And he goes, "It's hope."
Mm.
Because hope changes our life. Look at everybody out in this world. They move through hope and possibility from within.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
so
you
welcome.
for joining me today, and thank you everybody who tuned in to this Instagram Live. I
Thank
will
you
be
all.
sharing this on YouTube and on Instagram as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I underneath there will be the link where you can watch, where you can sign up and watch the summit. And in case you watch this video after the summit is over, you can still access it. So
Absolutely. Symptomfreems.com is all you need to go to. That'll the pop-up will come in. It'll be super easy, but Agota is going to help you out as well. Put the link in there, sign up. Let's get as many people, and also share it out with other individuals that you may know that have been diagnosed with MS. This summit is about hope and possibility.
thank you.
You're so welcome, Agota. Thank you so much for having me today. So appreciate every moment with you.
Me too. Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
great weekend.
You as well. We'll see you soon.